also part of the Human Brain Project or European Union.
You know, I do wonder how many people in the neuroscience and technology and all the related stuff to transhumanism, I do wonder how many of them actually believe, like genuinely, that their inventions are gonna be used for good. Maybe there are people that naive. I don't know. This is just one of those continual things I'm back and forth on. There are a lot of rotten people in this society who really just don't give a shit. You know, that people have been tortured like lab rats for years, studied against their will, like MK Ultra-esque sort of experiments. You know, and if they dare complain about it, they're just going to be written off as some variety of crazy. Um, anyway, I don't know why I'm doing this. Fuck it. Why not, eh? When your life's being wrecked and degraded, your health's degraded, you know, till you drop. Um, yeah, just a video about James Giordano going on about the actual science, you know, high-end neuroscience. And if someone like myself parrots that, you know, that's schizophrenia, that's a delusion, you know, he's well bonkers, ha 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 ha. But when old Psycho James says it, then, you know, it's all legit. I don't know whether these normie, like, trauma healers ever see any of this stuff or not. I don't know. Never, you know, we never have the fucking conversation about anything important. It's just always the way in this forsaken fucking world.
So could you shine light on some of the cutting edge innovation when it comes to neurotech?
Sure. I mean, I think you mentioned what I consider to be one of the most exciting projects in current neurotechnology, which is the DARPA N3 project. I mean, essentially, the idea is what's communicated in the title of that project: next generation, non-invasive neuromodulation. The idea here is to utilize exceedingly small scale devices that are capable.
I mean, that guy there, James Giordano, he looks like a total trolling psychopath. I don't know whether these people do it on their own free will and they enjoy it, or whether they're mind controlled themselves. I don't know. I'll never understand them, how they could do such horrendous abuses on the population. Who knows? I mean, it's obviously not being used to help veterans and stuff. You know, they say like people who have got damaged limbs or whatever, it's going to be used to be able to remotely like move them, and it'll be great, it'll help everyone. But in reality, there's many veterans who are targeted individuals and they end up being tortured with this technology. You know, you can beam voices into their heads with the V2K, the voice of God technology, and you know, it's just dismissed as some organic, you know, variety of mental illness. I've never heard the voices. I don't know why they don't torture me like that. You know, I have no idea. It's all pretty random. But yeah, this technology is not being used for good. Maybe, you know, for those up the top of society, they'll use it to help them, and they use it to abuse us covertly, you know, and then we just get dismissed year after year after year after year after year after year. And all the, you know, pretty much the vast majority of those in mental health, of psychiatry, psychology and all that, will just smear you as delusional, and they never look into any of it. And, you know, I guess it's like old Jackie Chan from Rush Hour, you know, I don't want no trouble, I don't want no trouble. So they just go along with what they're meant to do, you know, throw the guinea pigs under the bus and call them crazy while they're being tortured to death.
Capable of both sensing the micro and macro environment of the brain and transmitting to that micro and macro environment, utilizing implantable devices, essentially nanoscalar transmitters and sensors, that can be implanted within the brain with minimally invasive or non-invasive means. In other words, providing this material for these sensors that can be injected into the bloodstream, inhaled, ingested, and then guided into the brain space in a very precise, vast array of sensing and transmitting electrodes.
That's schizophrenia, James. You need to get help. You've got the schizophrenia. He thinks people are trying to control his brain with smart dust. He's clearly delusional, you know, quack, quack, quack. That's how it goes if a normie says any of this. That's how it goes if someone who's tortured with the technology tries to get help. What a fucking gross world. That's why I just hang out with the ducks in the park. It's like, fuck this shit show. Why would I want to be a part of this? What a fucking joke it all is. And I'm only bothering to make videos to have a smidgen of event. And in the off chance any of the NPCs orbiting me ever go through this, you know, even though I've been mocked and gaslit for years, you know, by some really fucking heartless cunts, I would still support them. You know, I would still be like, oh yeah, mate, I know how awful it is. It's fucking terrible. You're fighting for your life, you know, year after year, and blah, blah, blah. You know, you're gaslighted, which just amplifies the trauma. It doesn't help anyone to call people psych smears. You know, with the wishy-washy fucking invented theories of psychology, and you've got this stuff here, this real fucking lab-tested for decades science, lab-tested on involuntary animals and monkeys and human monkeys and, you know, human monkeys like myself, and there's absolutely no, I don't even know where I was going with that, but there's absolutely no fucking sincere acknowledgement of it. It's just the gaslight till we drop. Gaslighted to the fucking grave.
That can be accessed remotely, which then allows remote capability to read from the living brain and interpret, if you will, the brain's language of communication utilizing decision technologies, computational algorithms, and AI.
Geez, this must have been some expensive technology. This is probably why, you know, they need to funnel off trillions of dollars for, like, defense, inverted commas. Defense, because, you know, the narcissist, that's all they care about, is keeping themselves safe, you know, from a roving lynch mob. That would explain why there's no money to actually, you know, help people sincerely, like with proper medicine, and actually identifying the true cause of trauma, the true cause of depression and things, rather than this, you know, escalating big gaslight electro gulag where they're like hitting you with frequencies to literally sicken you, and then they're like, oh, we just can't figure it out. Oh, here's a pill, you know, oh, that'll at least mask and dumb down the symptoms. It's even worse than that, you know. With some people, they'll torture you with this technology to drive you mad, and then they want to get you on the pills so they'll further destroy you till you're nothing. It really is that calculated, and that'll be dismissed as a paranoid delusion. Like, he thought people were after him. It was so sad. He should have asked for help. It makes me joke and laugh, you know. It's so fucking insidiously evil. I don't even have the words for it. It's so fucked. It's truly just horrendous.
Also to write into the living brain, utilizing, if you will, remote sensing and transmitting capability that is able to translate across scales from the meso and macro level all the way down to the nanoscale to be able to modulate the node network activity in the brain on a...
So I don't know where the free will is in society anymore if they're doing all this, you know. You're probably not even to blame for being a jackass, you know. If you're a horrible person, it's probably not even your fault, you know. How could you even know if what you're doing is your own free will or not? You know, I certainly don't blame any of the pure people anymore, because some of them got ritually traumatized for months to years till they did what they did, and you'll never hear that in the bent media. Anyway, just a vent. It feels right actually to at least try to spout out a little bit of truth. I know it's not easy to hear, but what are you meant to do? You know, there's evildoers up top doing horrendous things, and it feels right to call it out, even though it's not very nice to talk about. Really hope that guy can't dodge karma, but they probably do. They probably get away with everything, scumbags.